This meeting is being recorded.
We're doing a bonus IWAR Gold Strategy Workshop. That's right. This one focuses just on multis, or mostly on multis, but that's why Darren's here. So Darren, I've given you permission to share your screen. So if you want to take us through the
I can't remember how to do this now. Just hang on. It's gonna take me a while.
That's all right. We were just comparing.
Been a while.
How many, Darren, how many 6 have you won?
What's that?
How many IWAR 6 have you won?
I can't remember now. I'd say 10. I'm not sure. I can't remember how many.
So Mike is 55. You have 10. I have 1. So between us, almost 70 or 80, IWAR.
How do you share this? How do you start the thing again? I can't remember how to do it.
Should be at the bottom.
It's at the bottom.
One of the things should say share my screen, and then you click the window with the wherever you're using spreadsheet or whatever you're doing for it.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't done this for a long time, so I apologize, guys.
That's all right. We're just shooting the breeze, fighting the raccoons. Well, my poor cat's like freaked out.
Well, there we go.
Hey, you're not helping. You're not helping. Here. Say hello to the world while we wait. This is the worst cat ever. Just like, didn't give a shit. I know. Yep.
Okay, now I think I got it now. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Nice.
There we
All
go.
right.
See it now.
No,
This
not
side
that.
Yeah, no, don't want that. Sorry.
All right. Okay.
It's been a while. Okay, so first off, when we talk about combos, I wanted to talk about this and show you guys this. Mr. Cook has seen this quite a bit from me. Ever since tracking multis, I've gone to recording this because it gives me a better view of what's going to happen in every fed. And if you look at the bottom, if you can see it, okay, it'll show you that the last on holidays we had a 27-27 split, if you want to call it a split, 30s and 28. Okay, and what this is it's showing what the hold values were last cycle. Is that right, Mike?
Mhm.
Is that a good explanation of that?
Yep.
Okay. So what we've seen is that one thing I noticed today while I was looking at this, for some strange reason, they don't split 28s that much in gold. And when you hear the word split, it's for multis, for tag especially. When they split a hold, they'll go either, if you notice that 28, those two 28s at 30, that was kind of a weird, that's something that I don't think it's happened for a while, that 28 to 30, both 28s to 30. But they'll split 26s. They usually go 26 at 30 and 26 at 29. That's usually what they'll do. Now, what I've been looking at today, I've noticed that because of that 27 split, they might not split it this time. So we could be lucky. We could get, I hate saying this because it usually means it's at the end that they're going to split during the other feds. But what I did here is I put this together for tag. I kind of tried to put colors to it and make it look pretty, but I don't know, I might have made it worse. What we do is when we write this out, when we write out our strategies for tag, we like to keep everything as simple as possible. I'm not a big winner in tag, so take my advice as however you want to. Michael Cook is the one to talk to about tag. He knows how to do tag really well. But I have, without the split, I have some combos here. If you can see it, it has the top combos. The 28s are usually a really good combo. I think tag, if I'm not mistaken, tag in gold loves the 28 drop. And when we talk about 28 drops and 27s and 29s and stuff like that in tag, it doesn't mean that the 28s go to 25. it means it can drop to 27, 26, or 25s. So that's when you hear us talking about tag or a 6-man and talking about the 28s dropping, stuff like that, it doesn't mean that they've gone to 25. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So what we do is we find our 29s, we put them in and we stagger it. And then we go our next one, which would be the 27s. And that's the top one, the number one. And we have 29s, 27s, 30s, which 25 is going to be, it's going to go to 29. If it doesn't, I'll be amazed. But I have one here that has 25s going to 28, but I don't see them dropping. I don't know, Mike, what do you think? Do you think they're going to drop 25 to 28?
No, that's
No,
one of
I don't
those
think so either.
things. It happens
So
so
with
little.
tag-
Don't ever bet on it.
Yeah,
Just-
I wouldn't.
just
Yeah,
assume.
it's a rare one, and that one that I have there was just I threw it in there just so that people could see what it looked like. Usually, you want your 25 wherever the strong. So this time it's going to be going to 20, the 29s. Then we have 25, and then we have 26. Those two top ones that you see there, you'll notice that it's switched. It's the 25 switched with the 26s. Though for some reason, IWA loves those combos. Those two combos are the top combos that drop. For some reason, I don't know why. 28s, they love 28s for tag. Then 27s and 29s from time to time. A lot of people, I've heard a lot of managers say that they don't like dropping 29s and they don't like dropping 30s or dropping 25s. But with tag, you can afford to do it. If you're running just a tag strategy, you can you can experiment a little. Of course, all these ones that I have listed here, they're the most popular or most used combos, and I sorted them so that way you guys can see what they look like for gold. For 6, I'll just go down here and I'll try to show you 6.
There
6
you go.
is a little different. This is where it gets interesting. This is where some people kind of look at you sideways. I know when Jeff Manning was showing me how to do 6, I wish I would have had a camera seeing his facial expressions when he was trying to explain to me, because I seriously, the first time he explained it to me and Robbie Blood, when they explained it to me, I was like, even I think Michael Cook, he tried to show me too. And I was like, what? You do what? Like, and it's simple now. Now that I see it, I can do it all the time. I don't need any more explanation on it. Once again, this is not with splits. This is just basic 29s. You got the 27s, and you leave a space in between, and then whatever hold you think is going to go in there. So I dropped 28s for that top one, and I put 26s. I split to 26s. Now, if there's a split, and 26 is split or something, you might get lucky. You might get, I don't know. Sometimes you can get lucky with this, with doing this 6-man like this, because they mess up the strategies and you can get lucky with it. But most of the time, if you have your strong, your 29s, your 27s, or 26s in there, you should be able to do okay. And of course, 25, hold number 25 is going to be at 30. So that's the 7th hold. And then your 25s or 26s at the back. And then of course the back end for 6-man is a little bit different because you have to add a 42 at the back. So what you do, if you notice that 90 here at 13, we do that, we do 3, we do the 44s, and then we do a 45, and it's usually the strong. So 90 is the one that goes there. And then we do 43s at the back, but since there's an extra spot, we put in a 42. So I put in 83 there.
One quick thing on that.
Yes.
That's a rule I always use in iron, but
Yep.
I cheat in any other fed and I use the other 45 that's not in it, so I can try to sneak in extra stars.
Interesting.
You can be a little greedy in everything but iron, because if it's going to go 42 to 45, it's got to happen there. So
That's it.
You're
Yeah.
probably cheating yourself a point or two if you don't have that second option in the later.
I like that.
Don't tell him that.
Every little bit helps. Iron is tough. I've had a lot of new managers and returning managers talk to me about what fed is the best for multis and stuff like that. And iron actually is a really good fed for multis, but because everyone is playing multis in iron, it's hard to hit. It's hard to walk away with a championship there because you're going against a lot of tough teams, like enemy. Who have like what 100 teams.
But the guys who play in iron are insane. So let's be fair, you know.
Yeah, but see, remember, multis is different. This is the fun thing about feds, and multis is completely different. I took this year at the end of the year here. I thought I was being smart, and I was going to take bronze for tag and just do tag and bronze. And I thought, oh, I was being smart. I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. I'm going to win in world every cycle. I haven't won world in bronze yet. I've been killed. The only reason I'm still trying in bronze is because the UNL is it pays for winning league.
Right.
But other than that, I have been just murdered there. I cannot win the world tag. Like actually, I think I've only won 2 world tag and 1 US tag. So I'm not an expert in that for tag. 6-man is just, I find 6-man, you can run, if you go one team every fed, you could get lucky with 28s. If you run just 28s, you could, and do it every fed, you could probably walk away with something there. Unless you're in a league with the big dogs, then it's hit or miss. And of course, the like, I don't know if you guys show you this here. We've got another thing. The guy was talking about the combos. Here's the combos that I look at and I track. This kind of gives me an idea of the guy was talking about the top combos. I just went with the 10, the ones that were in the 10 and 20. That top combo, that 28, like that's what they use a lot. They'll run that. And that's since I've been tracking. And of course, then we got the tag drop. And as you see, 29s went and 28s went in iron. And that's for tag.
Okay.
That means the 28s, I can't remember what they went to, but they could have went 27, 26, or 25. And the 29s went 27 and 26, I believe. Or 25 and 26.
So for a player who's newer,
yeah,
can you describe it or explain what split means?
A split is when a hold value, when say if you have your 26s, usually it's 26s or 27s, when a 26 goes to 30 and goes to 29, because that messes up our strategies big time. Because usually when you're running, like if you looked at that tag, what I had on there for the combos, what it does is it messes up the way we do our strategies because we keep them together.
Right.
And when they split them, sorry, I gotta go up. When they split them, it messes up. Like if there's a 26, or sorry, if they mix up, say if they split the 27s here, if they split the 27s, that would mess us up because there would be a 29 we'd be missing in this. Because 127 would get you your 30, and then the other one wouldn't, and your 25s would get you like maybe 28. So your strategy would be messed up. So that's when they split it. That's why you hear some managers get really upset about splits, like myself.
No,
because that's what happens. It messes up your whole strategy.
It is a thing that I hear people talk about, like the terminology. That's one of those phrases you hear. Yeah. And players will say, "Oh, what's a split?" So I was like, "Thank you for doing that," because a lot of guys will be like, "Oh, what's a split?" And I'll go, "Shut up."
Yeah, well, it is. It's one of those things that they do it more often now. Like I find that they, like when I first started, I didn't know tag too well, but as far as I know, they weren't doing it as much as they're doing it now. But from Kimberly, she sent me an email saying they haven't changed tag at all. So they haven't changed anything.
Okay. I mean,
They've changed it because I'm not winning.
nice. No, I will tell you, as somebody who had a good hot streak for a few years with tag, it's evolved.
I won't lie with you. Hey, I'll tell you the truth. I'm trying to catch you on that. That's why I'm so busy on tag. That's why I'm doing this, because I want to catch you. I do want to catch you on that. But you see, at the end here at holidays, what we had was gold was at drop 30, and 30, it was one of those things that it didn't drop too much for gold, I don't think. But they did here, they did it for at the end. But this is when they do this, you'll see that most of the time when they do split, they split multiple feds. They don't do it that much by itself, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So if they are going to split, there's going to be 2 or 3 feds that they're going to do it with it. And gold does like to split. I thought gold was the golden child that didn't split that much, but this year I've noticed that since I started tracking even more stuff, I've noticed that they do drop it.
So building off that theory,
Yeah.
how do you conquer a split? How do you plan around that? Is there a way to figure like?
Well, some guys will put the 26s at 30 and at 29. So they'll take the strong 26 and put it at a 30, take one of the weakest, I don't know, 29 or whatever out, and then put in, right? So there is managers that do it, and they actually, there's some that are very good at it. But
Meeting is being recorded.
Oh, for me, if you are,
I think you lost Mike. He's been off and on tonight.
I think I'm back.
Oh, he's back. All right.
Keep going.
okay, so if you look at this chart here, oh, I'm hearing my voice. It's all messed up now.
I'll mute myself. I won't. How's try it now?
All right, so like I was saying, we've got
Here, mute me, will you?
what's that? Oh, okay.
Try muting me. See if that works.
I don't know if I can. No, I can't.
All right, let me try
That's
this. Hold
okay.
on.
That's all right. But what we have is for the splits, I just wanted to show you guys what has happened in gold. Last year, they split it 7 times. And of course, in 2021, they split it 7 times too. So gold is something that can be split. There we go. But with tag, it's if there's managers in NWL that wanted to do tag, like I suggested before, I suggest they team up with someone. They have one wrestler each, and they just run strategies. They run combos with that one wrestler, because since they only have 3 in NWL, right? It's one of those. Oh, you're muted.
There you go. I was going to say, yeah, that's the case. And I would say to fellow players, it's a great way to maximize your playing, because you can keep your tag or singles, go 2 singles, and that third guy can be part of the trio. And what's good about the NWL, Mike and I talked about this earlier, is that you're not facing like 40, 495 plus strategies. You're probably facing 5 to 10. So if you can put together a decent, even your third guy as part of that trio might have a shot at a regional. So absolutely
I know
great way
that
to.
There are some guys out there that want to do the run the gauntlet and win singles and win tag and win multi 6 at the same time. But seriously, in my opinion, from playing this game for a while now, you're better off having one guy go for singles, one guy go for tag, and one guy go for six, and you have a better chance of winning that way than you do trying to run the gauntlet and having all 6 of your guys run a singles strategy and trying to do tag. And I mean, you get more money with multis, but in the long run, you're just wasting matches, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I would say we all can't be Adam Klein out rocking it out with Father Conrad, my two dads, winning everything. Yeah. But I think we talked about it before. About maybe it was, I think we asked that way about this, like the best way to earn money, whether it's multis or traditional ranking up. And you know about that because you rack up the dough.
Well, there's a manager in the SHL that has he goes above and beyond though. But I learned from watching him, he actually does a lot of tag and a lot of 6-man with his wrestlers, and he doesn't have strategies that are for tag and 6, but because he runs so many of them, he gets a lot of money. Like his wrestlers are, I think, at $10 million each, and he has
pays
not
a lot
been
to do that,
wrestling, and
though.
they only have 1,000 wins. So I mean, like that's one way to do it. If you wanted to get your wrestlers into the Hall of Fame with money, that is a way to do it. I've seen him do it, and it's amazing. I mean, hey, that if you're willing to put in the money for that, go for it.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't affect your singles record. It's just tag and 6. So it doesn't. So if they lose, it doesn't affect them in their strategy and their records. So you could have like the a 10-10 record and be in the Hall of Fame for money.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, if I'm sure somebody out there will do it.
Well, Mike Drake, you can see some of his wrestlers. He has 25 and 25 records and like $5 million because he just runs 6 and tag with them, right? Because it works. So
yeah, pile on the goal.
You can do it.
Make the report hits. And we're actually working on I think I showed this to Mike before, an NWL new page. It talks about strats and kind of a introductory tutorial. And I have a page where I show
this meeting is being recorded.
Mike's back. Wasn't it does it randomly? There he is.
Oh, we have to stop talking about him now.
We're all gonna echo the rest of the way here. That's all right. But no, I just saying about showing the players a visual. I think a lot of time it really helps. Yeah. I'm gonna mute myself. It's all you, Darren.
It's all good. It's all good. It's multis. We're allowed to screw up. But Mike, do you have anything to add to the multi-talk here? Because you know how to do all this stuff.
Let me share my screen. I only have one chart for multis. It's a simple one, but it's good enough.
I'll stop sharing. There you go.
Just want to point out a few things on it, and I can make it specific to gold.
There you go.
So this is all I look at. See, I've labeled the splits.
Oh, there you go.
A lot of what Darren was talking about was splits. A lot of what we talk about on the workshop, where I say this is really likely to happen this way in gold, it's much less predictable as you go on to this, Jade. That kind of causes the splits because you lose a lot of what we're more certain about at the start. But you can see you had like 4 splits over this entire section here. Then you start going up a little bit, but yeah.
Look at bronze. That's
you're going to do it there.
In the world. I hate splits because bronze just killed me.
It's over 50% of the time. So if you're doing, you might as well just have it built around a split.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about splits, if you think it's going to be a 27 or a 26, you can actually take the 27s and then put the 26s with them, and you have 2 splits covered.
Yeah.
And you can actually take 4 teams and continuously rotate the two and win World and US 6 off 4 teams if it is a split. So there's a greater chance if you have a split that you can get both with few teams. So that's kind of a cool thing.
And Matt, remember you're muted.
I said, Mike, you're a monster.
But
Winning the
a
US
couple. There was
Split,
there
to
was one
me,
time it
I
was actually in
love
bronze.
six man. So six man strategies are so clean and so good, and then you do splits with tag, and it just messes everything up.
I would
Must
say,
have-
I think it's one of those things that players who I'll deal with the echo. Players who come into the game often gonna have the idea of like the tunnel vision, and the idea is, you know, keep it open to like the multi-mans. And again, like I said, if you can go into NWL or other leagues and say, like I tell players all the time, like you're in the NWL, that's fine, but you can go to other leagues and learn there as well. And as you go along, you'll get better. And we talked earlier about the actually before our show about some players burning out because they get frustrated because they do really well on one fed, terrible in the others, or they have a hot streak for, let's say, 3 or 4 cycles, and then they hit the skids for 5 cycles. And it comes around. But one way to do it is if you're splitting yourself out multi-wise, you know, you're kind of spreading yourself out, you get more shots that way.
And if you watch the stables, if you look at the report, you will see that the stables, they do that. They have a lot of guys working together to win multis. So you'll see in the report, you'll see Virus, well, SOS does it too, and Enemy. A lot of times you'll see 6-man champions with 3 managers' names.
There it is. Wow.
Yeah. So I think I'm back all the way. It's I don't know what's going on.
Your connection's been loud. It's all right.
Yeah.
Playing in pain.
But just a couple of things to point out, and Darren had mentioned them, but it may be a little easier to just look at here. You see how rare it is that a 28 is here instead of a 29?
Yeah.
You can almost build around 3 things in tag, especially in gold. So you know you need 5 sets, basically, if it's not a split. We know that we can use the 29 to 30, and we're going to be right just in this sample 15 out of 18 times we would have been right.
Yep.
We know that there will be a 30 and a 25. You know, it's going to be some combination between 29s and 28s on them. But literally, if you use 30s and 25s, you're going to be right. It's over 90%. It's like 97 or 98%. You'll find one every once in a while, but no reason to never do it this way. So you take
And
those
gold,
there.
another thing for gold is that 27, 26 never happens to 30 in gold. Since I've been tracking, I've never seen 27 to 26 for 30. So that's one thing you can take out when you look at your combos. You can take that out.
It used to be more common in general, but yeah, it's kind of died off just altogether. So yeah, don't. If you do have a non-29, it's going to be a 28.
28.
Literally, Iron last cycle was one of the rare few that breaks this rule. But yeah, look at all these others here.
Yeah.
You notice it's all 28s. So literally, you've got 60% of your strat on 3 almost guarantees. And at that point, it's like Darren was saying, it's a little more common that a 28 won't be in it. You see 27s are really popular. It's trying to look here. 1, 2, 3 of the last So 11 out of 14 cycles have had a 27 somewhere in the equation.
And
So
that
you're
comes to
safe.
question, what do you do? Do you keep on riding it out until they drop it, or do you drop it early and hope that you hit lightning?
Usually try to keep riding it out.
Yeah.
One thing to point out, though, especially with this hold here, they say somewhat consistent. So when you see something like the 3 in a row here, that's kind of stands out. You look back, you see some 2s, you see a 3 right there. Pretty rare. There's a 4 actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but every once in a while they do something crazy. So you're kind of at the point when you see 3 that you're on the higher end of what is logical. So you could probably switch against it on this cycle, and I would feel pretty comfortable with it. If you see it go a 4th time, probably want to go back to it though and
26.
assume it may be one of the streaks. But when you're kind of at this point right here where it should happen, I would probably not put it there. One thing to also look at, and it looks like 27 is a great example. Certain holds are more likely to be 90 or 28, 26 versus at 29. You see that it's almost.
Yep.
Oh, we lost him.
Wow. This is intermission.
And it would have been awesome if you would have said, and the most important thing is,
Yeah.
and then cut off.
And Johnny B
Don't
doesn't want
ever
you to
do
know.
this. But no, for new and returning managers, if they want to do multis, don't make the mistake I did. What I did was, when I first joined, I had tag teams, and I wanted them to be tag teams like the general.
This meeting is being recorded.
And what I did was I did single strategies for them, but did tag, and it wasn't working. Go ahead, Mike.
Back again. A few minutes left, so sorry. But no, what I was saying is certain holds tend to lean towards like it's going to be 30s or you're not going to use it, 29s or you're not going to use it. 27 is a great example of that, where you see it all here and you see it's very rare that you're going to use it here. The only time basically you're going to use it here is if it's a split.
Right.
Yep.
So you know that 26 seems to be very popular here, or the 25.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of, like I said, you get this really nice base most cycles that you can use, or you put the 25 over here. If you got 2, I usually literally lock in everything and just kind of bounce those 2 around. But yeah, it's that easy. I kind of just read down and try to see what's most logical in the 2 spots. And in regards to splits, it's one's due because I kind of try to look at it this way. You see, we had, since it's become a little more popular, there was 2 cycles without 1, 2 cycles, 1, and we're on 3. So we're in a good spot right now, but it's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
Oh, it'll happen because I didn't take it.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm still doing my strats, so I'm going to take all this great advice and put together another World 6-Man Championship.
I think I'd put. See, here's the other thing. When I do these, sometimes
26s are going to go 29, 28. That's just a gut feeling.
29, 28.
Because that would be a
Maybe.
split, but a silly split.
Mm-hmm. I almost want to put it here, or put the 28s here, but and I have this issue where literally everything I said in the workshop on my singles can contradict here, where I'm like, oh well, a 28's almost guaranteed to drop, but then I start looking here and I'm like, oh, I'm going to put it at the 30s, and it's okay to do that. I find you're going to probably be right on one of the two, and
Yeah.
that's if my singles are great or my tag, I can live with that.
Yep.
But yeah,
All right.
so
Well,
I'd
we-
almost probably not use the 27s. Give everybody a free tag. Yeah.
Well, as we are about to run out of time, what's our final message for multi people who are starting out?
Don't be afraid to flood.
There it is.
Tracking. I think tracking is more important on this than singles. Like it's subtle things, but yeah, you can just pick up these and
Team up with your buddies. Find some friends in NWL. Team up with them. Try it out. Go to a dead league in iron, preferably not bronze, because bronze will mess you up.
Right.
And try it. See if you can get lucky.
All right. Well, this is going to be a good show because it's kind of a standalone show, but I wanted to get some more shows out this year. So hopefully doing a commissioner show, a show about how to win that away, revamp, all kinds of good stuff. But thank you for doing this, Darren, and thank you, Mike, for doing this show as well. Everyone out there, good luck. A lot of stuff coming up down the pike when it comes to multis, Murano, particularly. But thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys next time. Thank you. All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.
yeah.
All right. And I'll end it all. Boom.